I'd like to know if you actually do understand what feminism really is. You think that oppression is good for women.
It's called a steel man. So if I'm steel manning their
No,
case,
no,
I'm
no.
saying it.
You just said that feminism liberates women. You are actually identifying the condition that women lived under as oppression. And you're trying to tell me that that's not a problem.
Do you know what a steel man is?
That's irrelevant. Because
Do you know? It's not
you're aware
irrelevant. It's
that
definitely very relevant. Do you know
no,
what
no,
a
that's
do you
not.
know
No,
what a steel
no,
man is?
it is irrelevant because I'm trying
Moderator.
to.
So I know that thumbnails say all the time, this was brutal. This person got demolished, but this was actually brutal. Jake from Rattlesnake TV destroys this girl. I wish we didn't use the language all the time so we could use it for this one. I mean, there's one part where she doesn't even know what's going on. He's giving us, I don't want to ruin it. We'll wait for it. Right after the opening statements, literally, Jake goes for the jugular right away. And it's hilarious to watch. As Jake would say, you love to see it. I'm going to show you a little bit of her opening statement and then right into Jake ending the debate immediately. If you guys enjoy watching Jake here, hit the like button. Let me know what you think below and let's check it out.
I'd like to know if you actually do understand what feminism really is, because it seems that the constant narrative is that feminism is just full of a cult of man haters. So, number one, of the problems that you speak of, do you actually understand what feminism is and what that has to do with the problems that you do speak of? The characters in the manosphere dangerously mislead boys and young men and even women to confuse misogyny as masculinity. And it is scary to think that nearly 73% of boys aged 11 to 17 are regularly exposed to this destructive content that presents demeaning, inaccurate, biased ideals of who women are and how they should be treated. Yet you think that feminism, which opposes all of this and really just all wants equality for all, is the problem. Instead of focusing on the problem of feminism, recognize that we live in a huge world where many of the most crucial problems have nothing to do with feminism. And number two, it is the toxic interpretations of masculinity that is the reason why feminism exists in the first place. So again, I ask you, what are really the problems that you speak of, and do you even understand what feminism is?
We'll just get right into it.
Yeah, so look, there's a few points that I want to raise here. First of all, there is actually a global helium shortage at the moment caused by party balloons. So we are actually squandering a finite resource. And just so that little children can have squeaky voices at a birthday party, and you think masculinity is the problem. All ants in the whole entire world, Leslie, are weighing more than human beings combined, and not one of them pays rent. But you believe masculinity is the problem, Leslie?
No, I didn't say masculinity was a problem. I said feminism is not the problem. And I said interpretations of masculinity has been the problem.
There is a global shortage of socks that vanish in the washing machine. You ever done washing and the socks vanish and you only have one? And if we got back all of those socks, they could clothe an entire nation. But you think masculinity is the problem?
I don't know what the relation is between those two, but okay, no.
Leslie, I'm bringing up what I'm doing here is I'm bringing up a bunch of arbitrary problems. Then I'm saying, but you think masculinity is the problem, because that's what the case that you have to make tonight. You have to make the case that masculinity is actually the problem. But what you did was you brought up a bunch of different arbitrary problems that are happening. And then you said, but you think feminism is the problem. The debate is about masculinity versus feminism. You didn't define any of them. You didn't even really tell us what the problem is. So maybe you need another minute or so to go through, give us some definitions like I did for you, and then tell us what you actually think the problem is that pertains to the prompt of the debate.
Well, you said the word arbitrary problems. I don't think the intentionally aborting a fetus just because they're not female is an arbitrary problem.
Tell me how that is the problem with masculinity.
I don't think that creating a society where I, as a woman, am automatically relegated to being a subservient, a doormat, a dependent, and not being allowed to participate in society in the same way that my male counterparts are. I don't think that that's an arbitrary problem. And when I mention issues of the manosphere and the destructive messages that characters in the manosphere are disseminating to thousands, hundreds, probably millions of.
We need to bring it right back. Let me tell you. I'll help you out here a little bit. You have
Hold
to
on,
give
but
us
you told me
Yeah,
what
one at a
is.
time, guys.
We
You
have to
told me
get.
to say
I gave
what
you the
that- how that relates
definitions,
to
Leslie.
masculinity.
You have to tell me what is masculinity and what is the problem with masculinity, please, because that's your position that you have to defend tonight.
Well, masculinity is basically a set of attributes and behaviors and roles that are typically associated with men and boys.
Okay.
And what I said was the way that society has interpreted it has given way to toxic versions of that. So that's really something that you have to look at.
So is
Because you're gonna
masculinity
say
toxic?
that- No.
What, is masculinity a good thing?
Yes.
So then how are you going to argue that masculinity is the problem if you think that masculinity is a good thing?
So you guys can see I wasn't exaggerating. How far after the opening statements did Jake get her to concede that masculinity isn't toxic, and that masculinity is good, thus losing the debate? She doesn't even understand that. You can't concede that. You just conceded the prompt. So she's not even following the prompt in her head at all. He's being nice. He's actually trying to show her how to formulate her arguments here and what to do. So Jake is being a gentleman, but he already won the debate, like I said. And I love the missing sock in the laundry reference because that happens to me literally all the time. You can ask Zippy. I think I only have one of every sock. I don't think I have two. I don't think I have matching socks, maybe like one or two, but every other one is a single sock. Where do those socks go? Let me know in the comments what you guys think so far. And let's keep watching because it only gets better from here.
Feminism is trying to liberate women from that oppression. The foundational intellectual origins of feminism, from even people like Friedrich Engels, for example, says that women can never be truly liberated until they are liberated from the family structure and from the structure of marriage and having children. So that is one of the foundational ideas of feminism.
Okay, do you realize that you just said that feminism wants to liberate women from this oppression? You just said that, right?
Yes.
You think that oppression is good for women?
It's called a steel man. So if I'm steel manning their case, I'm saying
but you just said that feminism liberates women. You are actually identifying the condition that women lived under as oppression, and you're trying to tell me that that's not a problem.
Do you know what a steel man is?
That's irrelevant.
What the fuck is going on here?
Do you know? It's not irrelevant. It's definitely very relevant. Do you know what a steel man is?
It is irrelevant because I'm trying
Moderator,
to that.
we're going to need to get an answer to this question.
Leslie, I just want to step in here. So I think what he was trying to get at with the Steelman thing is he's explaining it from how he sees your view of it.
And if you say,
good.
no, I don't know what a steel man is, that's fine. I can explain it to you.
Okay, good. So then you agree then that it's probably a bad idea to be under a system of repression.
What the fuck?
And that a movement.
I'm going to have to explain it. I'm going to have to explain it.
That would be created to liberate me from that oppression would actually be solving a problem, correct?
I'm going to have to explain this better.
Real quick, before he...
This topic never specified what the problem is. So when in the resolution that says masculinity is not the problem, feminism is a problem, I can interpret that. I can interpret a problem as anything. Which is why
that's why I want to narrow it
define the problem in my opening statement.
Focus on you.
Cool. Let's go here then. We'll go down this more sort of simple route, I guess. Outline to me. So, do you think that there are problems with feminism or no problems with feminism?
There may be some. I mean, nothing is perfect, so there could be some problems with feminism. But overall, it's not the big problem, big major.
And your definition of feminism was what?
Oh, come on!
My definition of feminism is kind of similar to yours.
Okay.
It's a belief that everyone, regardless of gender, should have equal rights and opportunities.
Everybody, regardless of gender,
should have
equal rights and opportunities.
Yeah. Do you see a problem with that?
Well, I don't think that everybody is entitled to equal rights. I don't think that everybody in the world should be entitled to equal rights. Okay. Well, no, I don't agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a problem.
And I don't think that anybody really really agrees with that. I think that feminism, as far as I can see, is actually a movement to basically destroy patriarchal social structures or social structures in general, particularly ones that would be patriarchal, for example, like the family, the man being the head of the household and a woman being a wife. It restructures the way in which women view even their ontology, like their actual nature and their essence, and they don't see themselves as essentially people who can give birth and who can be wives and mothers and to put their energy and their sort of life's mission and purpose into that. Rather, they see themselves as like economic units and vessels to be used for the GDP of the nation and to have freedom and independence over everything. So that's sort of more how I would categorize feminism. Would you disagree?
Okay, no, I agree.
Yeah.
It's that's a good thing.
Right. So this is obviously, like it goes without saying, that this is going to mean that women have less children, because if women are focused more on career and less on family, then they're going to have less children. And we've seen the outcomes of that like pretty clearly, that the birth rates are dropping all around the Western world. It's pretty much coincided with the feminist movement.
Okay. I'm not going to readily agree with that, because I know there's other ways to approach that, but if that's the vein you want to go into, I can see why you make the association between that and the feminist movement.
There are other things as well, obviously. Like there are other things like urbanization, modernization, technology, all these sorts of things. They contribute to like declining birth rates. You would also agree that the declining birth rates mathematically will mean that our civilizations will be extinct eventually?
Sure.
Okay. And do you think that's a problem?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's been a good debate. I appreciate everybody coming out for this one.
I'm not sure when that's correctly.
So there you guys have it. You see, she doesn't know the definition of feminism. Jake gives her a really good one, and then he proceeds to demonstrate for her, which she has no idea what's going on. She doesn't know. She hasn't demonstrated anything this entire debate. He demonstrates for her, takes her all the way through the logic of how this is going to cause declining birth rates, and that's a bad thing, and gets her to agree, and then says, okay, you conceded the debate. And she's like, I'm not sure why. So definitely take this as a cautionary tale. You need to at least have the most basic remedial understanding of how to debate, which she doesn't. She doesn't know what a steel man is. She doesn't know what the prompt is. And she didn't come in with a good definition of feminism or how to demonstrate why feminism is a good thing or why masculinity is a bad. Nothing. Completely unprepared. But this was definitely a lot of fun to watch. I wish he had the live chat replay on there, because the live chat, I watched this live and the live chat was hilarious. Next time Jake debates, make sure you check it out live, because the chat was awesome. It had me dying laughing the whole time. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I will see you on the next one.
You also object to the imposition of a new organizational paradigm.